She look like it a little bit.
So we are live now.
Am I right? No,
I guess so. You're right. So we're going to get some time right now. We just start.
Hello. Is anybody in here?
Not yet. It's just like I'm a minute early because it just came on. It looks like I just got a message. So let me go into my Facebook so I can kind of regulate it a little bit. So here we are. So people are starting to tune in. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? How was your day?
Let me get my timer out so that we can be in good timing because everybody knows that yes. Everybody knows that I am long-winded, and so with that being said, I think it's best that I have my little timer so that we can move expeditiously, so I can explain to you guys what it means to become your magic power hour. I decided to go live at 7 p.m. Why? Because I did a vote during the week for what is a good time to basically do the power hour. I didn't know if you guys wanted to go at 7 or if you guys wanted to go at what's it called? 7 or 12 noon. And so a lot of people voted for noon. So what I decided to do is to give the intro of what's coming up today. So I did that at 7 p.m. But the rest of the week, I'm going to honor the 7 p.m. 3 days out the week, I'm going to do a perspective with the Paulins with my hubby at 9 p.m. So we won't do a 7. I will do a 12 to 1 every single day, Monday through Friday. That is the Become Your Magic Power Hour, in which in this hour, this is the intro. I will definitely explain exactly what it means, what the intention is behind it, so that we can come together to abracadabra, right? So we can abracadabra daily. I'm gonna tell you more about what that means. Anyhow, Big Man wanted to say hello, and he said we haven't been live in a while, and so just as I have been dying to talk and share all the stuff, I'm telling you, I'm live now, and y'all owe it all to Rondell. There has been so much that I have been doing and trying to put together, and he has been going crazy because when I'm not with you guys, I am definitely in the presence of God, and being with God means being with myself, right? Because when I speak to me, I'm talking to God. What you want to say?
I'm sorry. I hear everyone calling me. So I'm gonna have to go.
You're gonna have to go. So you wanted to say something real quick? Because I cut you off, because that's what I do. I cut people off. I have so much to say. What do you want to say? You said you wanted to say hi to the people before I went anywhere.
I just want to say, how's everybody doing? I hope they're having a wonderful day. And yeah, just how y'all was doing, because I don't know. I just have
somebody said, hey, boo. Who said, hey, boo? I wonder why I can't see.
Yo,
maybe those are the people that are not.
I'm going to have to kind of go, but I hope you guys were having a good day.
They cannot see you, but that's okay.
I hope you guys were having a good day. And he's calling me stuff. He's going to get mad.
Okay.
But, okay.
But so Big Man is gone, and it's us. It is us. And so, like I said, I brought this timer because I don't want to waste your time and definitely don't want to waste my own. And I am super excited about just what this power hour is going to mean to me, what I hope it's going to mean to you, and most importantly, what it's going to mean to us as in the world, right? What it means to us as people who came here to become our own magic, right? And so this is how I'm going to break it down. I'm going to hit the timer. I'm going right now so that we know this is a 15-minute timer. Let me see. Can you guys see this thing? Because I'm going to need you guys' help. Somebody got to tell me when you see that the timer is running out so that I can be intentional. So I'm going to break it up into 4 15-minute segments. The first segment that I want to break it up to, which I got written over there so that I know exactly what direction I'm going in, so I don't be all over the place, and that we get the intention of Monday through Friday power hour right here. I'm also on YouTube So if you are not a member of my YouTube page, please subscribe to I Choose Me, #No More Excuses on YouTube. I'm also simultaneously up in there. So every Monday through Friday, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., it will be our time to come together for me to soul stir you. In the beginning, it will be me going through the ABCs of how special I am, changing how you feel about yourself, making sure that I am giving you the proper seeds of thought, the proper seeds to nurture in order to what? Become your magic. And so, who I am. I cannot take for granted that everybody that might be listening to me right now knows who I am. So I want to spend the first beginning of it telling you who I am. Who I am. First of all, I always like to start with my roles and titles because that is how we relate to one another. And so I'm a mom of 5 amazing kids. I have 3 girls. I have a 19-year-old. Right now I have a 14-year-old that is turning 15. And I also have a 12-year-old, 3 daughters. I have twin boys that are at this time 10 years old. I am also a wife to an amazing man. Everybody knows him as Chef Ron. And we have been married for 18 years. So now that I got my roles and titles out of the way, so in the comments, let me know who you are. Let me know your roles and titles because I think that's important. This whole idea of becoming our magic is, first of all, honoring the roles and titles, right? Because that is the process into our promise, into our assignment. And so it's so important that when you do introduce yourself, you introduce the things that make you go. You introduce the things that people can relate to. You introduce the things that we have in common, the things that we are not ashamed to introduce, right? Because we start with those things, right? I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a whatever it is that you are. I'm an author, I'm a this, I'm a that. Those are the things that we are so proud of yelling from the rooftops, right? But the thing that I think that is outside of my roles and titles that are so precious, so important, is my assignment. And so years ago, I have recognized when I was about the age of 13 years old, I recognized that I had the gift of writing poetry. And so I began to write, as I say now, prophetic poetry. I say, as God whispers, I write it down. Through these years, I am now a 40-year-old. Woo, woo, woo. She just turned 40 on August 6th. I know you can't tell. Thank you. Put it in the comments. I can't tell. I like to hear that. But seriously, as a 40-year-old, who I am is somebody who is so grateful to have turned my experiences. You know, when I say experiences, when I talk about becoming your magic, when I'm talking about experiences, I'm talking about the things that we do not yell to the mount from the mountaintop. I'm talking about the things that we don't introduce ourselves by, right? You know, those things that scarred us, those things that hurt us, those things that made us think that we weren't worthy, the things that made us think that we couldn't become that magical thing, the things that made us think that we didn't have what it took to show up, right? To show up with our soul posture in position that it was, you know, destined to be in. And so when I think about my assignment, I think about all the things I had to experience. One of the major things that I often share is the fact that I was molested. And as a person who has been molested, it is so hard to understand just how valuable you are. And sometimes when you're going through life challenges, sometimes when you're going through the things that you do not understand in order to become who you never thought that God called you to be, you get hung up on those pains. You get hung up on, was God picking on me? You get hung up on what it means to be authentic, what it means to be real, what it means to find joy, right? Find joy in your tomorrow, find joy in the dream, find joy in the idea that you were born enough, right? To understand that these things that I went through do not make me who I am. It actually catapults me into my best season, right? It is a part of those very intricate pieces, but it is not the thing that I should use to hold me down. It is not the thing that I should use to feel shame with. It is not the thing that I should actually carry as a burden. I actually need to understand that the things that we've experienced, right? The things that we have went through, the things that we had to endure was all a part of the story of who you were created to be. Which brings me to today. Today I am now the CEO and visionary behind I Choose Me hashtag No More Excuses movement, which has since I started it, I wrote the vision over 8 years ago. 8 years made the anniversary. August 26th made my anniversary of my vision board, in which on that board I wanted to start a movement called I Choose Me hashtag No More Excuses, inspiring women. At the time, it was just, I wanted to inspire women. Why? Because I'm a woman. I was a girl. I know what it is to not feel like you are enough because of the secrets that we carry, right? The thing that makes us unable to walk on water because we carry those pains. We carry the world on our shoulders. And I recognized that it wasn't a woman thing. It was a soul thing, that each of us had to go through certain things. And it was time for our souls to be delivered into who we were called to be through those roles and titles and through those experiences. And so I had created the whole idea that the who may kill you, but the what will heal you. And what I wanted us to understand is that if we could embrace the who, right? And understand that the who was important because the who's in our lives allow us to see the us, right? The who's in our lives allow us to feel. And in order to respond, we have to feel. In order to show up, we have to feel. In order to operate, we have to feel, right? So feeling is necessary. And so we have to feel our way into becoming our magic. And so when I thought about the idea, because oh my goodness, ideas come by the dozen. When I thought about the idea of becoming your magic power hour, I wanted to break down especially each word. And so before I go into the whole intention of what each day will bring, I want you to know the definition of 5 words. One of the words which I got over here, we have become your magic power hour. And actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th word is abracadabra. And so I want y'all to hold on with me as I look up each word. Like, share, tag, please share so that we can grow together, right? So that we can go to the levels that we need to go to together. So the first word, let's go, is going to be become. And I'm sure most of us know what these words mean, but I love to just go through the definition before I go and tackle a message. So become, begin to be, become, begin to be. So we know what it means to begin, right? To begin means to start. So first of all, we are becoming, and so we are beginning to be. So we are deciding to start. The next word that we are going to look up is your. Another word that we use every day, right? But we really need to understand that words are attached to emotions, right? Something that I was talking about with my good friend William Brown. He has a show that comes on Monday through Friday. Well, actually every day at 11 a.m. William Brown, look him up. He has some powerful one-word conversations. And I realized that your is a powerful word. While we know words, we don't know that the words have its power due to how we connect to them, what they mean to us individually, right? And so we always describe that, especially when we talk about the N-word. There's an ongoing argument about the N-word. Why? Because some people use it, the younger generation use it, the older generation thinks it's just taboo. How dare we say that? But it's still all about what that word represented to you. And we tend to overstep our boundaries by making people believe that what a word means to me is what it means to you, right? And so while all these words have a powerful definition, mom is as important as it is due to the emotion attached to that word, due to how that person showed up for you, right? A friend. That word friend, it has a definition, but the emotion attached to how you see a friend or what that word means when somebody shares it with you would directly be associated to your perspective and your experience with whatever a friend meant to you at a time, right? And so we disassociate ourselves with words and we become we put it as a generalization due to what we experience instead of what the word really means, right? And so become is to begin. And now your is, hold on. Your belonging to or associated with the person or people that the speaker is addressing, right? Yours. Belonging to or associate with any person in general, your, right? And so when I say your, I'm talking about you. Become your, because I'm talking to you. Become your. I'm talking in general to you. You're listening to me. When I say your, I am saying you right there that is hearing my voice, that is listening to what I have to say. You're the person in general that I'm speaking of. And this next word, my favorite word, since I came up with the whole phrase, is magic. We've been using Black girl magic and power. Just magic is just a magical word, right? So let's find out what magic means. The definition of magic. Are y'all ready? The power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. Now, supernatural automatically make me think of who? Y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about God. When you think of supernatural, you think about the omnipresence of God, right? And so, again, I say the power of apparently influencing the course of events by using mysterious or supernatural forces. That is magic. So, start you. Supernatural forces, right? Events. To start your supernatural forces. The next word, after we got magic, is just supernatural forces. Let's keep it simple. What they say, keep it simple, shorty. So supernatural forces stand for magic. Become your supernatural force. Come on now. The next word that we have is power, because this is the power hour, right? So every hour is going to be a power hour. What does power mean? Wait till I put this together, y'all. Y'all better not leave before we put all these words together. So power is the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. The ability, power, to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Ability, capacity, capability. These are all similar words that relate to the word power. The capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events, right? These are nouns. So once again, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. That's power. Power, a right or authority that is given or delegated to a person or body. Power. Those are all different things. Authority, right, authorization, control, influence, right? These are all words that represent power. I would just say, keep it simple. The source in which you plug up that phone, that computer, however you're listening to me right now from, that source, that's power. It's giving you the ability to move further, right? It's giving you the ability to continue with whatever it is that you're doing. That's what power is. The next word is hour. Come on now. We know what an hour is, but it just means more when we look it up. So here we go. Let's find out what hour means. Remember, this is the intro. So it's going to be detailed because come tomorrow, we're just in action. I'm not breaking this down anymore. You're going to have to find a replay. But the point is, I think it's very important that you always set an intention before you do anything. I learned that from Mama O, right? That's so necessary because it allows you to make sure that no matter how you move, as long as the intention is that way, that you're guaranteed to arrive, right? It may not be exactly how you want to arrive, but intention sets the direction for where you are going. So we're setting direction right now. So hour. Oh, that's funny. I put up hour and just said 7:18. So let me say now is the hour, right? Now is the time. But anyway, let me look up hour definition. Hour means, here we go. Hour, a period of time equal to a 24th part of a day and night and divided into 60 minutes. I love the way they break down definitions, right? It's so specific, right? A period of time equal to a 24th part of a day and night and divided into 60 minutes. A time of day specified as an exact number of hours from midday to or midday, right? Hour. So the hour, this is the hour. So this is the power hour, right? So I want to clock in, right? I want to connect to the source, God being the source and we all being vessels, right? Because he is always the source of everything. And so I want to, for an hour, I want to designate an hour to clock into God, right? A source of power, right? Because God uses us all. He don't come down and talk to us. He's going to send each and every one of us because we all are that powerful. We possess him inside. We possess the power to what? To turn on lights. We possess the power to what? Influence somebody. We possess the power to what? Elevate, to concentrate, to dedicate, to inspire, right? To motivate. We possess that power. Why? Because God gave it to us when he gave us a piece of him. When he sent us here on assignment, he gave us the power, that peace. He gave Jesus a come. He was powerful. He said, I give you this, right? I put you on assignment. I make you my secret. And when you get in relationship with me, by being my secret, I'm going to tell you what I know about you. And once I tell you what I know about you, let me tell you what's so powerful about a secret. A secret is only worth sharing when it's yours. Did y'all hear me? A secret. There is no honor in sharing somebody else's secret. It is okay to share a secret that belongs to you. And so God wants you to understand that you are a secret of his. And in order for somebody to tell you a secret, what do you have to do? You have to, first of all, form a relationship with that person. And so in order to get the power from the source, you have to be in relationship with God so that he can tell you the secret, which is the assignment that he sent you on, so that you're not feeling like you're living aimlessly, that you are more than just your roles and titles, that you are an assignment. You are a masterpiece. You are a God piece. You are a soul print. You are the reason that somebody else knows that the answer is coming. It is not because God is going to just tell them. It is because God is going to send you as the solution, right? As the answer, as the abracadabra. And that leads me to abracadabra. Come on now, let's look at what abracadabra is. And then I'm going to break it all down. Now we all know that we all say abracadabra when what? That's what the musician says, right? When he's about to what? Show you what he know. Show you what he did. Set right before your eyes a change. Abracadabra. So abracadabra, a word said by magicians when performing a magic trick. Hocus pocus, open sesame, right? And so abracadabra is a word said by magicians when performing a magic trick. And we know what magic is, right? Magic is, what did we say magic was? Oh my goodness. What is magic again? What is magic, y'all? Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody just texted me. Magic is basically just showing up, right? Just be doing whatever it is that you were created to do, by being intentional, by understanding that you are that special thing. You are the supernatural force. That's what I was looking for. The supernatural force, right? And so now that we know that becoming your magic, right? Becoming, meaning beginning, to start. Your super magical force, right? That thing that is the abracadabra, that is that instance in which you change. And so when you want to think about what it means to become your magic is first is for understanding that you got to first believe in what it is you want somebody else to see. In order to become your magic, you got to first believe in what it is you want somebody else to see. And so when I say that I am enough, when I say that I have the power, when I say that God did not make a mistake with me, when I say that I can become my magic, I'm saying that I am the abracadabra. I am the change that takes place. And in an instant, when you are watching a magician do what he does, right? What's so powerful about the abracadabra, the open sesame, that moment when everybody is sitting on the edge of their seat to see what can happen right before our eyes. These same things happen when we show up in our life every day, right? Every time somebody remembers who you used to be. And in spite of all of that stuff, you turn into who God called you to be, right? That you became, that you were going through the process of becoming your magic, that you were going through the process of clocking into, right? Going into the source, right? To basically connect to a higher power. God is that higher power, right? He is that source, that source. And if you can connect your phone, let's say, into the outlet of power for an hour a day, can you tell me at what level is your phone? When you plug your phone in for an hour without touching it now, that's key. That's key when I talk about the hour, because when you clock into you and you concentrate on you without distractions, right? That's what this Corona season has been all about. While we have so many different experiences, emotions connected to the word Corona, right? Some people think about Corona and it's gonna bring them a sense of sadness, right? Due to maybe the loss that they occurred in this season. Some people would think a sense of a Corona like let's say Amazon. He became a trillionaire in this time. So when he thinks of Corona, he's going to think about a sense of wealth, right? Generational wealth. He was able to sit down to his family, his generations. When somebody else thinks of Corona, somebody like me, I'll think about valley and mountaintops. It'll make me recognize that, sometimes we dream. When I think of the word Corona and I think about becoming my magic, I had to stop and think about the dream I had, right? And let me tell you something. For those of you that have been following me, but those of you that have been a part of the movement and the mission, I am a dreamer, ADD dreamer. I'm telling you, I go from one dream to the next dream to the next dream. Well, my dream for 2020 was I should be on tour right now, right? So I had created this Queens Refill Station tour in which I was going to 7 cities. I had just launched my children's book and I had just started going into the libraries. And I was saying all these years, right? All these years that I have been trying to create this life, right? To now get that financial abundance, right? All of these plans I had for 2020. I literally did 100-day countdown leading into 2020 called Gaining Clarity into God's Favor, right? No more no more suffering in silence. And for 100 days straight, whatever message God sent me, I went live at 9:15 on Facebook, and I did, and I used, or I said whatever God had said to me. And then we get into Corona, and then I said, well, don't worry, because it's assignment time. And as long as you've done your work and you clocked into you, that God was going to give you double for your trouble, that this was your season, that the first would be last and the last should be first, and all of this stuff that I saw for 2020, and then Corona hit. And while I knew where I wanted to go, I was distracted, right? Why I was distracted by what I saw. And so I want you to notice that I have this mirror behind me. And the real mission that is at heart is that the I Choose Me mission, the self-love initiative, right? The idea that knowing that to look in the mirror, to progress into where you're going, you have to really realize that everything you want and everything you need is wrapped up in what you believe. It's wrapped up in that seed of thought. It's wrapped up in how or what has been planted in you thus far. We have been told continuously that faith without works are dead, right? And when we think about faith, you want to know, what is faith? What is that mustard seed? What is that thing that people call faith? Well, the thing that people call faith is just a thought. I want you to hear me. The thing that people call faith is just a thought. which is why the word says faith without works is dead, because faith is the seed of thought. You are a seed of thought. You are God's faith relationship, right? Every day we walk, we are in a faith walk with who God called us to be. And that's discovering what is the seed that we are. Could you imagine that you were put into this world as a farmer? Think of farming, think of seeds. If the seed is not labeled, you can't tell what it is. If a farmer got a pack of seeds that was unlabeled, they wouldn't be able to tell what it is unless, of course, they are the creator of the seed. So now God has sent us down as the seed, right? Because he is the creator of our seeds. The problem is because it has not been labeled, our life and our journey is figuring out what it is we have to offer, what it is that makes us who we are, what it is that the tree we will become. And so becoming your magic is saying that I know that you may not know what I am because I am not labeled. And I have not grown into the tree I was created to be. And maybe you have not even seen all of my fruit, right? Because in order for fruit to appear on your tree, it takes process, right? And so the faith was the seed of thought. And so these thoughts that we have right now, the thoughts that every day from Monday through Friday at 12 noon, I will give a new word, a new I am affirmation to stimulate the thought of how we see ourselves, the thought of what we want, the dream that we have for ourselves, how we can become our magic, how we can plug into designated time for us. To understand that how we show up for us is the results of what we get. How we clock into us is how we show up for the people around us. And so for me to be good in my roles and titles, I first have to show up for me. I first have to get in relationship with me. I first have to learn to love me. I have to be able to look in the mirror. And when I looked at this mirror earlier today, I was telling my husband, I said, this is so important. Anytime you look into a mirror, what you will recognize and notice, and I want you guys to do this every day when you wake up in the morning, when you're cleaning your face, I want you to look in that mirror. And what I want you to realize and recognize is that when you look into the mirror, as I'm looking into this camera, I'm pretending that it's a mirror. All I can see as I look in the mirror, which is the camera, and I have a mirror reaction, right? The reflection. All I can see as I look in the mirror is what's behind me. You can see what I can see, right? Because if you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, you can see what's behind me. I can see what's behind you. But when we're talking about becoming our magic and choosing ourselves and falling in love with ourselves and becoming that peace, that light, that amazing God peace, that thing that is going to impact the world from generations far beyond your years, that spiritual sense, that thing that you leave here, that emotion that is attached to the words that you represented for people in their life, right? That one thing is what this whole idea is all about, is that when you go into the mirror and look at yourself, you have to realize that what you see is behind you. That means that you must reflect on the things that have passed, but recognize that it is behind you. And what it is for you to see is who you are today, what's ahead of you. And so I can see what's beyond me, right? By looking forward. And in the mirror, I can see what made me who I am today. And so the reflection of seeing your yesterday when you look in the mirror is for you to appreciate that that is what got you to your today. And until you can look yourself in the eye and celebrate every valley and every mountaintop, to choose the emotion that's going to equip you to send you on the best life journey, right? To send you through the best experiences, to recognize that when I let go and I show up, when I let go and I commit, when I let go and I understand that it's about me becoming my magic, I change the way the world looks at me. And most importantly, I change the way I appear to be. Because magic is all about how you appear. So it's not about your yesterday. It's about you looking in the mirror and understanding that your yesterday is what makes you so amazing today. that you could not be who you are if you had not gone through those things, that you could not become, right? You couldn't begin a process of abracadabra, right? You couldn't begin a process of realizing that you instantly change before somebody's eyes. Let me show you how easy that is. If you are somebody who flies off the handle, listen, I'm one of those people. While my God piece is perfect, my roles and titles and the other parts of me, they are not. And so as that person who understands what it is to be on an emotional journey, as that person who understands what it is to go through the process, when you think about loving yourself, right? When you think about showing up in who you were created to be, the idea is to say, who is that person? When you think about being in a moment where you normally react negatively, right? Sometimes, when somebody responds, you want to let them know what it is. You want to tell them how you feel. That is an instant reaction. When I create my destiny, I stop and I channel my emotion, right? I don't react. I actually feel the moment, right? I'm intentional about how I show up. I'm intentional about what I say. And in that moment, when you don't cuss somebody out, when you know you would have cussed them out yesterday, and they have known that you are the type of person that will cuss a person out, and today you choose to walk away, today you choose to say, you know what? Abracadabra. In the moment when somebody is touching your nerve, forcing you to choose somebody that you're not proud of, forcing you to choose somebody that you know, that part of yourself that you wish that you can control, right? Because when we control our emotions, we control our destiny. While we don't understand how every action has a reaction sometimes, how we choose to react to everything dictates what the outcome is, right? So we can choose to release, to calm down, to count backwards. I say, choose to say abracadabra. Choose to be different in a moment. Choose to react in a way that offers you good soil, right? Because we are but a part of how we show up. And so if I want to be in good ground, I got to choose to react in a way that will honor my peace. I have to choose to react in a way that will be different than what they've ever seen before, because that's what abracadabra is. And as long as I'm connected to the source, then I can control my emotions. I can control my behavior. I can plug in to power up, to be able to what? Circulate, to be able to what? Function at the highest level of my capacity, right? Because your phone is only going to function on the capacity of your battery. You are only going to function on the capacity of your battery. And while we feel so many other things, it is so important in this season especially that we feel ourselves, that we feel our stories, that we feel our relationships, that we fill those rooms with conscious thinking, that we are so conscious in the moments that we stop. We stop. We're intentional. We understand our impact is multiplied. That we own our infections. We own our direction. We own our intentions, right? And so we choose to be deliberate by saying, I won't be out of control in my emotion. I am going to become my magic by controlling my emotion, by controlling that piece of me that I lost because I was trying so hard to protect whatever it is that I went through, right? I was trying so hard to protect that broken piece. I was trying so hard to be that strong, that sturdy piece, right? And in being sturdy, when I put up that block, I blocked myself out too. And so we have to be so much more consistent with our relationships with ourselves. We have to be so much more consistent with how we check into us. And so this is what Monday through Friday, tomorrow is the premiere. We will talk about our I ams and not our I ain'ts. I don't care about what you ain't. I'm more concerned about what you am, what God gave you, what your impact is, what it is that you've been through, how you're going to inspire that little boy or little girl who went through whatever it is that you had to go through to process into the promise that you're holding on to become that abracadabra, right? To really say, I am my magic. And nobody is going to walk in and do any special thing for me that I'm not willing to do for myself. Nobody's going to see me until I see myself. Nobody's going to get over my yesterday until I can look in the mirror and get over my yesterday, right? Until I can be okay with what was behind me in order to see what's ahead of me, right? And so becoming my magic is understanding that you created. You create that omnipresent. You create that magicianry, right? That magic. I just made that word up. I don't even know what that word means. You see that? Hilarious. God is hilarious. I said when he's listen. Well, I mean, what is it? You know, what is it? And so what is the magic that is you? What is that supernatural force that you have? I want us to start to clock into us. I don't care if you do it for 5 minutes, but guess what? Now, if you're going to tune in from Monday through Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time, then this is you clocking into you, because this is about us understanding that our magic is discovered when we realize what we possess. Our magic is discovered when we realize that we're holding a wand. Our magic is discovered when we realize that nobody knows us better than us. Our magic is discovered when we realize that our yesterdays are why we're so amazing today. Our magic is discovered when we put down the pain of our experiences, when we put down the pain of those thoughts and those seeds that are negative, that do not influence us into greatness. Our magic becomes to infect people when we recognize that we are but a mere representation of God. That the God piece that is me is how I show up in spite of what I've been through. Could you imagine that if Jesus or Yeshua had given up in the beginning when his magic wasn't yet seen? When he was in the wilderness trying to figure himself out, when he was saying, you know what, I'm not ready to show you all that I have right now because I'm trying to figure out what is the thing that is me. Why did God decide I was so special? Why did he send me, right? And so if you're breathing and you have breath, that means that there is intention set to your breath, that there is a magic in your story, that there is a magic in God's glory, that there is a magic in you getting up, that there's a magic in how you got over that thing, that there is a magic in how you got through that loss, right? We suffer in silence. We all do. When I say no more, sis, I mean no more suffering in silence. No more secret parties. No more beating ourselves up, right? We got to be willing to look in the mirror and say, I'm enough. We got to be willing to look in the mirror and say, that is why I'm magical. That is my supernatural power. What I've been through. You know why? Because if God said he made the end before the beginning, then your promise is attached to your process. And so while you don't know where you're going, there is a destination in mind for you. And the destination is all wrapped into your magic. The things that you've been through. Those secrets that you think make you so shameful, right? They are the things that make you so powerful. They are the things that make you so necessary. They are the reasons you were born. You were born to go through that for somebody else because you are magic. And when they could hear your story, right? That's why testimonials was so important and so powerful when you're at church, right? Or when you're in the room, right? Because you are the church. You are the testimony. If God says that the church is in you and you are the church, then you are the testimony. And every time you show up and tell that story, remove that shame and get in your lane, then you become your magic. You become the evidence of how God can reinvent the real, how he can turn, he can turn you into the most powerful piece, how he can turn your insides out, how you can go from having nothing to abundance. All in how you thought, all in how you see yourself, all in what you were willing to apply, all in how you were willing to become your magic, to release that pain, to not just see what's behind you, but understand that because all of that is behind you, it is the evidence of your magic. How many times you turned nothing into something? It was God, but it was a God in you. It was because you got off your behind and you either asked or you showed up or you committed to the vision that he placed inside of you. That is what magic is all about. Because that which is inside of me, you can't even see. But when I bring what God whispered in my ear into the forefront, when I get to look at the movement that I created, when I get to look at the mom that I became, when I get to look at the wife that I am, when I get to look at the dream that got manifested, all from a thought, I get to see that I am nothing but my own magic. You are nothing but your own magic. So how often have you actually sat down and instead of weighing all the stuff that went wrong, how often did you sit in the things that went right? How often did you sit in the kids that graduated? How often did you sit in the nights that they didn't go hungry? How often did you sit in the fact that you got up when you didn't want to provide a life for your husband, for your wife, for your children, right? How often did you show up because it mattered, even when you didn't have it in you? What was that strength? What was that power that you tapped into to show up? It was your magic. It was your abracadabra. It was how you turned that situation into your blessed lesson, right? How you turned that lesson into a blessing. How you showed up in ways that you could never even imagine. That's the impact of abracadabra. That's the impact of knowing what you possess. That's the impact of being connected to power. It allows you to continue to rev up, to continue to keep on going, to continue to keep on processing, to continue to believe in your greatness, to believe that you are enough, to believe that you are the answer, to believe that you are unstoppable, to believe that you are supernatural. Do you know what it is to be supernatural? Oh my God. It is what abracadabra is all about. It is about being supernatural. You are supernatural. You just forgot. And so I want to remind you every day, Monday through Friday, just how supernatural you are. And we will use the I am cards. I will be using poetry. I will be using, hopefully, as time goes on, I will be using testimonies from you guys. Because if every day you can plug in yourself like you plugged in your phone, how great would you be as far as functioning daily? If every day there was a guaranteed plug-in for you, like you do these inanimate objects, we take more care of inanimate objects than we do with the very precious soul that we have. How have you been plugging in this season? How have you been plugging in into your dreams? How have you been plugging in into your assignment? How have you been plugging in into the source so that you can have what it takes in order to go, right? So that you can have what it takes in order to keep on moving. It is more than just the food you eat. It is the seed of thought that you put into your mind. It is the relationships that you are in. It is the spaces that you occupy. It is important to recognize that all of those seeds are the source to your power. It is the source to how supernatural you feel. Because if my phone is not charged up, it don't feel the same. It doesn't operate the same. It doesn't take me to the places as quickly. And if I have too many apps up, oh my goodness, it moves so slow. And so we have to start being more intentional and conscious of our distractions, being mindful that we plug ourselves in because we are the masterpiece. We are the God piece. we are in need of a charge in order to what? In order to be who we were created to be. And so if you look in the corner over here of my video, you see that hashtag BYMPH stands for, I'm sure you guessed by now, Become Your Magic Power Hour. Become your magic power hour. So I want y'all to start using this hashtag. I want you to start sharing this hashtag. I want you to start being your impact. I want you to realize that every day that you show up and you invest, that one that you are so is so important. Let me tell you how important that one piece that you are is. When you think about multiplication, we all know that one multiplied with any number is what? Type it in. I'm not going to just tell you that answer. Type in. One multiplied with any number is what? Type it in if you got it. Type it in if you got it. Type it in if you got it, because we're on the last 10 minutes. So I want to hear from you. I have spoken. I want to hear from you. Let me see. Type it in if you got it. What is the answer? One, which is you, times any number is what? It is that number. It is that number. And so, anytime you show up in any single room, God has the ability to multiply your impact at that rate. And so, if I show up in a room that has 2 people, then He can multiply my impact twice. If I show up in a room that has 10 people, then He can multiply my impact 10 times, because 1 times every number is that number. And so that's the power in understanding your powerful magical piece, is understanding that every time you go into a room, you have an intention set. An intention that God trusted you in a room with another one of His pieces. We are all a piece of God. And as I have often said, that the world is just a big puzzle. And we each carry and hold a very special piece. And that piece is identified in how we are molded, how we go through life, our journey. And when we show up to the bigger picture, it is God's intention that we give our piece, and that we make the whole picture. Because when you think about doing a puzzle, I don't care if it's a small piece at the bottom, the piece in the middle, or the sun in the sky. If there is a piece missing when you complete the puzzle is not the way it was created. It doesn't have the same beauty. And you will tear up the world trying to find that piece. You will tear up your house. If you're a person that does puzzles and you get to the 999th piece and it's 1,000-piece puzzle, you're going to look for that piece because you want to complete what you started. That is where God is right now with us. He realizes that day by day, He is sending new pieces into the world, new pieces into the world that are going to be molded by experiences in order to what? See the greatness that He has stored inside of us, that treasure that is deep within our experiences, right? Our perspective, our relationships. Those are all the things that mold that piece that's going to make us arrive with that masterpiece, that God piece, that perfect piece. And so when you show up with your piece, I want you to show up with an authentic piece. Why? Because you were willing to look yourself in the mirror. You were willing to get over the things that you could not change. You were willing to accept that you got to choose your destiny by choosing your reaction, that you got to make choices. And that is the freedom that God gives you, to make choices. And so we are choosing the most powerful pieces of ourselves. If we are choosing to live, if we are choosing to become our magic, we have to choose it by understanding that our impact is multiplied every single day, every single moment, every single hour. And so, what do you want to multiply in the world? What is that magic that people will think about you when they think about you? You now represent. If you're a mom, you represent what mom means. If you are a husband, you represent what husband means. If you are a sister, you represent what sister means. You represent what doctor, lawyer, speaker, author, whatever it is. that you are identifying with these words, right? These magical words that are attached to emotions, understanding that impact, that is you. That impact that you show up in is going to be the impact that we see. And so, how you become your abracadabra? By understanding that in the moment you can choose something different. In the moment you can begin. You becoming is beginning. And to begin meaning every second of every day you can begin to see you. You can begin to love you. And you can begin to become your magic. And so I cannot wait to see you guys on tomorrow when we premiere the first ever Become Your Magic Power Hour. Once again, it will be from 12 to 1 every single day. From 12 to 1 every single day, Eastern Standard Time. You can follow on Facebook on my I Choose Me Bling Boutique group. It will be live in. It will also be live in my profile, my regular page, as well as on YouTube. I Choose Me # No More Excuses. So if you are not a member of my YouTube page, I haven't really spoken about it, but subscribe. I'm trying to be multitasking at this time. I'm trying to walk in my power. I'm trying to rewrite the idea that I have for 2020, right? Because we are to become our magic. If anything you heard or saw makes you want to sow a seed at any capacity, let me tell you, you have an option. If you see the thing that's scrolling at the bottom, you can send any gift. No gift is too small. Like I said, I'm supposed to be on tour. What I do and how I show up, this is my lifeline. This is how we pay our bills. We are entrepreneurs, and so we support each other, right? And so if I have empowered you in any way and you want to send a seed, you can always Cash App $ P words. You can PayPal Precious P words at AOL.com. If you just want to get a tool, please go to PreciousPaulin.com where you can find programs, books. I have a children book, How Special Are You? Well, you're one of a kind. I have an adult book, 365 Days of Loving Yourself to Life. I have a calendar. I have a game, The ABCs of How Special I Am. I have a boutique where you can see these beautiful clothes, the one that I'm wearing, the shirts that are behind me. There are so many ways that you can sow into my life. This is good ground. If any way suffices you, please. If you do not have it to sow, that is okay as well. All I want to offer you is the opportunity to give, right? Because it is given to receive. And so if you felt moved and if you want to sow a seed at any capacity, I don't care if it's $1, you are welcome to show love and give. I hope that I have given you something in this hour. I cannot wait to see you on tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. And so it is your responsibility to stay lit in this world so somebody can see their way out of the darkness. It is a relay race and somebody is relying on you. So # become your magic. Mwah. I love you. And remember that love grows everything. So love yourself first. This is the intro to Becoming Your Magic Power Hour. I hope I have expressed enough what it means to show up, and I hope to see you tomorrow at lunchtime. Mwah. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, let me make sure there ain't no comments before I leave. Any comments? Error loaded. What happened? No comments, oh, I see all these comments. I don't know why I'm not seeing it on my page. Hold on. I was missing a whole lot. Ooh. Let me find out. Permission granted. Thank you, Lala. Oh, my boo was on. Nicole, Vivian. Hey, Brittany. Hey, boss lady. Hey, boo. Congratulations. You know what? I love you all. I wish I would have seen that sooner, but I'm glad you guys didn't have any comments. I can't wait to see you. There are some great things that are coming up, and it's time for us to become our magic. It's time for us to collaborate. I got some great projects coming up with some supernatural queens, and I want you to become a part. I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be a part of the next level of us growing into our best season. So it doesn't matter if you are man or woman. This power hour is for you, because it is time for us all to stop wasting our talents and what? Become our magic. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.